Hi, Gloria Lybecker here with Healing You. Have you ever felt pressure within, telling yourself that you need to hurry up, get somewhere by a certain time, or that you're going to be late unless you just get hurried up? I remember several years ago when my family was preparing to go to church. It was a more complex transition because we had our 3 young grandchildren staying the weekend with us. There was a pressure sensation that I felt in my neck and my shoulders, and it stemmed from having been asked to speak at my church that Sunday about peacemaking. And I really, really liked it when I had lots and lots of spaciousness arriving and setting up when making an offering. And as I walked out to help everyone get in our son's vehicle, because it's a bigger vehicle for us all fit in there together, I saw my husband, Richard, doing his best to get the grandchildren all safely into their car seats. And I could hear one of our twin grandsons, there were 3 at the time, Andrew, was crying out loudly to his papa. I couldn't quite make out what he was saying. As I drew close to the car, Richard turned and he glanced at me with confusion and I imagined some overwhelm. I asked, "What's going on?" He said, "I have no idea what he's saying." And he moved to the other side to begin buckling in Carter. Well, I really enjoy our children. I value that rather than managing them. And I felt my inner tension begin to dissipate as I approached Andrew with a sense of curiosity. His little face was all scrunched up and there were tears streaming down. And he arched his back, trying to wiggle out of his seatbelt. So I lifted him up out of his seat and stepped away from the vehicle. Very young children are right hemisphere dominant. They haven't developed the left hemisphere logic and words to express their feelings. So I was holding him close and I gazed into his eyes and I said, "Andrew, when I see you crying and trying so hard to get out of your car seat, I'm wondering, are you feeling mad or sad?" And he said, "Sad." He stammered because he had such big emotional intensity. I said, "Oh, so very sad." Excuse me. And I gave him a gentle hug. I said, "Is there something you'd like Grammy to know?" And he stammered between sobs. He goes, "Yes, I can open the door by myself." I said, "You can open the door all by yourself?" And I saw calm start to return to his eyes as his eyes caught mine. And he stammered, "Yes, I can." And I saw the corners of his mouth begin to turn into a slight grin. I asked him, "Would you be willing to show Grammy?" And I turned and pointed to the vehicle. He said, "Yes, I'm willing." He grinned wide as he wiped away his tears and he took a wavering breath, releasing some of his emotional upset. I set him down on the ground beside the vehicle and I watched with wide eyes of wonder as he gripped that door handle with both hands and he pulled up with all of his might, sticking out his tongue with the exertion. And suddenly the door popped open. Spontaneously, I jumped up and down. I clapped my hands, laughing in celebration. "Yay, Andrew, you can open the door all by yourself. Can you climb in all by yourself too?" "Yes, I can," he said with another grin. I observed his eyes were brighter and his face was more relaxed as he took in another wavering breath. "Would you show Grammy now?" I asked. And he said, "Yes." And he pushed the door wide open to clamber in, pulled himself up and into the vehicle with stamina. Then I wondered out loud, "Can you get into the car seat by yourself too?" He said, "Yes, I can," with growing enthusiasm. And he promptly climbed into his car seat and sat down with a lift of his chin and a pleased smile spread on his face. Then I asked, "Could you even buckle yourself up all by yourself?" He said, "Yes." And he proceeded to concentrate seriously on buckling himself in, and he did. "Papa," I cried out with delight, "look, Andrew did it all by himself." "Wow, Andrew," his papa said with a twinkle in his eye, "you did do it all by yourself." I turned to Andrew and I said, "This is so exciting to see you can open the doors, Andrew, and you can even climb inside, get into your car seat and buckle up all by yourself. You are simply growing up and becoming so very capable. Thank you for being willing to show Grammy and Papa." And he said, "You're welcome." And he returned my hug and kiss. He settled into his seat and he released, One last wavering breath, letting go of the last of his inner distress. Excuse me, that was a little drink of water. Adults often respond to children's behavior by focusing on the surface level of the experience rather than seeking the deeper levels of the mind. When we take time to nurture emotional understanding and compassion, we slow down to talk with our children about their thoughts, memories, and feelings, acknowledging that beneath every action is a sacred value, the root of motivation and action. Goodness sakes. When we feel pressure and strain to keep up with all the details of life, we can become too busy doing things for our children or grandchildren, and we can tend to forget how important it is to simply be with them. Slowing down to attune and resonate with their inner experiences, we can delight in opportunities to join them in their amazing experiences of growing and developing wisdom. Learning to share in the joy of living is at the heart of every relationship. Thanks for being a part of this journey with me here today. Healing you.